as Donald Trump is getting absolutely buried in his dark past, as emails reveal just how close Epstein was to his first administration. And apparently the administration was taking a trip to Epstein Island. That's what Epstein was telling people like Bill Gates and others. Now Donald Trump's like, we got to go to war. Time for some wag the dog action, and we're going to go to war with Iran right now to try to distract from the Epstein files. And two things are happening at the same time right now. There's a confluence of factors here. So you have Congress shutting down, MAGA Mike, Senator Thune saying that Congress will be in recess for 10 days. So Congress can't do the work and oversight that it's been doing such a great job at. And then you have Donald Trump posting videos and photos of aircraft carriers heading to Iran, another aircraft carrier group there. And what we're hearing is that the Trump regime is not just planning surgical strikes, but the plan would be a multi-month war in Iran, according to some of the latest reports right there. And this is obviously, I mean, like, we're not stupid. I mean, you're going to now recklessly and maliciously get Americans killed potentially and put Americans into war to cover up the Epstein files. I mean, just look what Donald Trump's been saying over the past, 24, 48 hours about going to war. He was asked, well, he took a trip to Fort Bragg. I did a whole video on this Fort Bragg, North Carolina trip, which just, utter insanity. But, while he was doing that and before and after, he was speaking with the press and they were like, do you want regime change in Iran? He's like, yeah, I want regime change. By the way, you promised the Iranian protesters like last month, almost 2 months ago at this point, that if the Ayatollah killed any protesters, you had their back right away. And you didn't even have the aircraft carrier groups then. Thousands, tens of thousands, potentially 20,000+ Iranians were killed based on what Trump did. If this was any other president, it would be described as one of the biggest betrayals ever, but that's what we're calling it here on the Midas Touch Network. Here, Donald Trump talks about regime change in Iran as more of these emails and the Trump redactions of the Epstein files are being exposed. Let's play this clip.
They've already started.
Do you want regime change in Iran?
Well, it seems like that would be the best thing that could happen. For 47 years, they've been talking and talking and talking. In the meantime, we've lost a lot of lives while they talk, and legs blown off, arms blown off, faces blown off. It's been going on for a long time. So let's see what happens. In the meantime, we have tremendous power has arrived, and additional power, as you know, another carrier is going out.
And then he's asked, well, what can Iran do to avoid an attack? He's like, I don't know. Make a deal with me. Make a deal with me. Make a deal with you over what? Didn't you say that the nuclear arsenal was totally obliterated? But he's like, they can make a deal with me. Play this clip.
What can Iran do to avoid attack?
Give us the deal that they should have given us the first time. If they give us the right deal, we won't do that. But, historically, they haven't done that. I will say they want to talk, but so far they do a lot of talking and no action.
Okay, well, Donald, what's your plan then? Okay, normally when people go to war, even wars that the U.S. shouldn't get into, they at least give some sort of plan, like, who do you want to lead next? What's your vision? What if you do regime change? Who's the next regime? What do you want to tell the American people about this, Donald? And to me, this is one of the biggest tells that this is just a cover up for the Epstein files. He's like, there are peeps. There are people. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but there are people who can do it. Here, play this clip.
We'll see it out. If we could get it settled for once and for all, that would be good.
Who do you want to take over? What? Who would you want to take over?
I don't want to talk about that.
Mr. President, have you spoken to Secretary Duffy since when?
And then the reporter asks him a good question and says, look, you said that you obliterated all the Iranian nuclear sites. So if it's all obliterated, why would you have to go back to war to obliterate it if it was already obliterated last June? That doesn't really make sense, Donald. Here, play this clip.
You said inside that the Iranian nuclear sites have been totally obliterated. What's left to go after?
Well, you could get whatever the dust is down there. That's really the least of the mission. If we do it, that would be the least of the mission. But we, probably grab whatever's left. It has been